Hi everyone, and welcome to a new day learning about farm animals. Remember, our question of the week is, why do we need farm animals? So when we're doing our activities today, make sure you're thinking about that. All right, let's get started with attendance. So who is here at our red barn today? Let's see who our first animal is going to be. It's Kendall, Hannah, Sarah, Jameek, Jackson, Emmy, Liam, Diana, Carter, Brian, Garrett, Davin, Cheyenne, Roland, Melanie, Hunter, Mark, Luca, Clyde, Michael, Kenley, and Sebastian. I hope you all are able to join me today for learning time. All right, let's go ahead and do our calendar. Can you say our month with me? Ready? It's May. Great. Now let's say our days of the week together. Help me out. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thank you. Can we count to find out what today is? And so we can move the pig onto today's date? Ready? Let's start with number 1. Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If you said 19, you would be right. So let's move our pig over to the 19. And if we look up, we can see what day of the week it is. It starts with a T. What is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If you said Tuesday, you would be right. Today is Tuesday, May 19th. Right. Let's go ahead and do our words of the week. Remember to pay attention to the beginning letter, the first letter, and the first sound that you hear. All right, let's say them. I'm going to say them and then you say them. Ready? Farm. Good. Farmers. And what do both of those words start with? They start with letter F, and F says great. All right, now we have barn. You say it. Awesome. Tractor. Pig. Cow. Goat. Your turn. Horse. Awesome. Chicken. And what do we learn was special about the beginning of chicken? We don't say kickin', we say chicken because there's 2 letters, the C and the H make a different sound. They make the ch sound. All right, this word is eggs. Your turn. And sheep. And we said that the SH makes the sh sound like in sheep. We don't say seep, we say sheep. All right, so we're going to move on to our next activity. Thank you so much for doing those words with me, and you can practice writing them at home, and you can send me a picture of a couple of the words that you were able to write, and maybe you can draw a picture of them too. So yesterday, we filled out this chart, what we know about farms. So for what is on a farm, we said fruits and vegetables, which we learned last week. Some farms grow crops of fruits and vegetables. They also have, what other things did we learn yesterday is on a farm? Can you think? There was 3 different things. You can close your eyes to think if you need to. Think of what those 3 other things on farms were. 3, 2, 1, lock it in. Good job. All right, if you said animals or buildings or machines, you would be right. Those are all the things that might be on a farm to help it do its job. Like the machines, they do some work around the farm. The buildings have the tools and machines in them, or the animals in them. And then the animals give us things that we need. Then we said, what lives on a farm? So we talked about horses, cows, sheep, pigs, and chickens live on a farm. We also said some farms have dogs or cats or goats on them. So there are other animals that might live on a farm also. So now it's time for our story of the day, Big Red Barn. So I'm going to bring up my screen so we can read Big Red Barn together. All right, a little bit better. So the title is called Big Red Barn. And we know the barn is one of the buildings on the farm, and that sometimes the animals live in the barn. So our author and illustrator our author is Margaret Wise Brown, and the author writes the story, right? And the illustrator, the pictures are by Felicia Bond, and the illustrator draws the pictures. And what else do we see on this, the front of this story? We said we saw the barn. What else is on here? I see some different animals around. We might find out what some of those are. There's a field back here, maybe with some corn, and it looks like a little scarecrow in there. Let's find out what this story is about. By the big red barn in the great green field. There it is, by the great green field. There was a pink pig who was learning to squeal. Look at that little pig. He's learning how to squeal. Can you squeal like a pig? There was a great big horse and a very little horse. Maybe that's its baby. We're going to learn about farm animal babies this week too. And on every barn is a weather vane, of course, a golden flying horse. So that's on the top of the barn to tell you which direction the wind is blowing. There was a big pile of hay and a little pile of hay, and that is where the children play. But in this story, the children are away. Only the animals are here today. So now we know it's a story about animals on the farm. The sheep and the donkey, the geese and the goats were making funny noises down in their throats. An old scarecrow was leaning on his hoe, which is like a shovel, and a field mouse was born in a field of corn. So there's a little mouse being born in the field of corn. Cock-a-doodle-doo! In the barn there was a rooster and a pigeon too, and a big white hen standing on one leg, and under the hen was a quiet egg. There's a little egg. There was a bantam rooster and a little bantam hen, and with a big clutch of eggs. Count them, there are 10. Can we count them? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cock-a-doodle-doo, moo, moo. There was a big brown cow and a little brown cow. Aww. There was an old black cat, meow, meow, and a tiger tomcat cat, meow, meow. There was a big red dog, bow wow, with some little puppy dogs all round and warm. Wow, there's a lot of baby animals and a lot of noises in this story. And they all lived together in the big red barn, and they played all day in the grass and in the hay. Look at all those animals on the farm. When the sun went down in the great green field, the big cow lowed and the little pig squealed. The horses stomped in the sweet warm hay, and the little donkey gave one last bray. The hens were sleeping on their nest. Even the roosters took a rest. The little black bats flew away out of the barn at the end of the day. And there they were all night long, sound asleep. See them sleeping in the barn? In the big red barn. Only the mice were left to play, rustling and squeaking in the hay, while the moon sailed high in the dark night sky. The end. Wow, there were a lot of animals we saw in that story, and they were making lots of noises, and they had babies. Can you name one of those animals that was in the story? Tell me one of them that you saw. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. There were a lot of different ones. The cow and the donkey and the hen and the duck and the goat and the sheep and the pig and the dog. There were all, and the horse. There were all different animals at that farm. So I want to do a big red barn activity with you. So I have a barn here, and we're going to talk about the sounds that these different animals start with. All right, so when we put it in the barn, we've got a barn here, and we're going to put the animals in the barn, and we have to say the letter that they start with, okay? So we have a horse, and it starts with letter H, and H says, let's put them in the barn. There they go. Oop. There they go in the barn. All right, now we have cow, and cow starts with C, and it says cow. Let's put the cow in the barn. Awesome. All right, now we have a donkey. Donkey starts with what letter? D, and D says D, D, like donkey. Put the donkey in the barn. All right, now we have hen. It's a hen. Hen starts with letter H. H says, all right, put the hen in the barn. Whoop, go in there, hen. There we go. All right, now we have a goat, and goat starts with letter G, and G says G, G. So let's put the goat in the barn. Get in there. All right, now we have a pig. What letter does pig start with? Letter P, and P says like pig. Put the pig in the barn. Awesome. All right, now we have a rooster. What letter does rooster start with? R, and R says roo. All right, let's put the rooster in the barn. All right, we're going to do one more. And it is a cat. And we said sometimes cats live on the farm, and cat starts with letter C, and C says k, k, like cat. So let's put the cat in the barn. There it goes in the barn. All right, so we sounded out some of our beginning sounds of some of our farm animals in the big red barn. So I have one more quick barn activity we're going to do together as our last activity. So yesterday we talked about measuring when we measured how many blocks long our farm animals were. So this says, can you build a tall barn? And then it says, can you build a long barn? So you can use a ruler like is on here, or you can measure with cubes or blocks or paper clips or pennies or rocks, anything that we talked about yesterday. So you could build your barn with Legos. You could build your barn with blocks. You could build it with sticks outside. You could build it on the ground and draw a picture of it, or make a picture of it with sticks. You could draw a picture of a barn, a tall barn and a long barn, and then you can measure to see how tall it is and how long it is. So I'm going to take our barn right here, and I'm going to use my ruler, which looks like this, and we know that the rulers have numbers on them, and that's how we measure. You can't see my numbers very well because it's kind of dark for some reason. All right, so I can measure, is this a long barn? So we can put it from one side to the other, and we can see how long it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 inches long. So my barn is 8 inches long, and then I can measure it from the top to the bottom like that. And let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches tall. So it is a long barn because it's 8 inches long. And is 8 bigger or smaller than 5? It's bigger, so it's longer than it is tall. It's kind of a short barn. So you can draw a picture of one, like I said. You can measure with any of those different tools. You could use a measuring tape or a ruler or something that you have at home to measure with, okay? So let me see a picture of your building that you have either built with blocks or Legos or sticks, or maybe it's a drawing of a barn, okay? So go make a barn for me and then send me a picture of how you can measure it. Make a tall one and a long one, okay? Just like in our picture, in this picture. Oh, let me bring it back up. Just like in this picture right here, okay? And measure it with your measuring tool, all right? And next thing you're gonna do is listen to our celebration song and practice with the movements that we did yesterday, okay? And then I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.